Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. I'm your host, DJ Qualls, and I'm here with Kelly Blackheart. Hey Kelly.
I'm Kelly.
Hi Kelly. Kelly. It's like that. It's like, did you ever see Team America, World Police?
Yeah.
And Matt Damon, all he says was,
Matt
Damon. Kelly. Hey guys, so I have a song. What's the song called? It's You Say Bye Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, You Say Bye Bye.
Yeah.
And it's two Chinese guys showing us what, and I think it's based on a Chinese song. But I stumbled upon it on TikTok and I can't get it out of my head.
So I picked him up before we got here and he goes, I have this song stuck in my head, and he starts singing it, and I was like, and I'm like, well, let's listen to it then. I'm like, is this a real song? Is this on TikTok?
Can we hear DJ sing it first?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't talk no more, never talking me, always talking to myself. Oh, you say bye bye me, make me feel okay. Play. Oh, but do what you don't know. It will not get out of my head. And then I see you go to cry. I can't get it out of my head. I'm worried now that it's gonna be the last thing I hear right before I die.
You say bye bye as I go 6 feet into the ground. I'm Kelly.
I'm gonna be burned and turned to a diamond.
Wait, start it from the beginning.
Never talking me, don't like always
To myself, oh, you say bye bye me, want me feel okay. Disturb me, play. These moments I don't care. Look at me, I don't know.
Always talking why it is not me wrong, it's
You say bye bye, I see you go to cry. So the reason why
You
I
better
want
do this at your next karaoke event.
the reason why I want to bring that up is because I'm the kind of petty person that if I'm suffering and going through something, I want you also to experience it.
I like it. It's catchy.
Your happiness is so important to me, as long as it doesn't affect me negatively in any way. Yeah.
That's one of the comments. This song's so long. Dude, some TikTok comment, I mean, some of them are awful, right? But like when there's a funny video, the comments just make it so much fucking funnier sometimes.
People are funny.
Yeah, people
and
are
mean.
really funny and mean. Yeah.
So I don't listen. I mean, I rarely read the comments because if somebody says something that's awful, it makes me want to kill them.
Yeah. You're like, I don't get sad, I get revenge.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm working on not reading the comments.
Yeah.
Too. By the way, we did not mention that yesterday we went to the Olive Garden.
We went to the Olive Garden yesterday. We did.
We did.
I had a tour of Italy, but here's the thing. So the last time I went to the Olive Garden, my friend and I smoked weed in the parking lot and went in, and so everything tasted really good. And
this time only I smoked weed
exactly.
in the parking lot.
So things for me just tasted okay. But the last time I went there, that was when I got some news. My manager called me. I'm high as a kite. I'm eating a tour of Italy, and I go into the parking lot in Burbank to take the call, and I was not in a place to make sense or receive any kind of news that wasn't the best news. And he was telling me what my maximum offer to be on a TV show, to be one of the leads of a TV show, and it was so little that my brain couldn't process it. So I sat down in the parking lot and cried, high and full of the tour of Italy. But this time was different. I was hungover.
Yeah.
And so, because I just came off a big week of social engagements. Thank God they're all over. Are we going to trivia tonight?
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
I
fine.
think
I'll
we
go to
have to.
trivia. Because I woke up this morning going, oh my God, all I have to do today is go in and record the podcast, and then I get to come, oh, there's trivia tonight. And then I was like, I don't think I can go to trivia, but now that I'm here, I feel like I already put on deodorant.
That's how I felt earlier, because I was like, oh, maybe he won't want to go to trivia because I don't think Billy and Kim are going to be there tonight. And I was like, maybe we just don't go. But now that I'm up and out,
Yeah, we've already
it's
we've
whatever.
already made the hardest step,
Yeah.
which was getting into the shower. So after that, it's all downhill. What was I talking about? We were to the Olive Garden.
We need to make a "What was I talking about?" sting.
Yeah.
So every time he says it, "What was I talking about?"
That's our merch right there. Or why am I talking about this?
Yeah. Why am I talking about this? And what was I talking about?
So we went to the Olive Garden, and here's the thing that nobody's talking about, and I don't know why nobody's talking about
Not a single
this.
person is talking about
Not
this.
one person in the entire world is talking about that they have daiquiris for $7.
Yeah, and they're delicious.
Which I don't know.
Their drink menu is really cheap.
It's good. And I got pretty buzzed off of 2 of those daiquiris, so they're not skimping on the booze.
Well, you also had a hot chocolate with a shot in it.
Yeah,
too.
but I was loaded before.
Oh, you
that.
were. Oh, okay.
But I was probably loaded, and no, but it was. I know $7 may sound like a lot, and probably in your area it's cheaper because here, like, we pay the most the market will bear for everything.
We're considering making Olive Garden our new dive bar.
Yeah, I mean, like, we would save so much money because like a mixed drink at a normal bar costs like $14.
Yeah. So Olive Garden, good work. Keep up the good work. The food was. We could work on that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The salad's still good.
Salad's great.
We could just get soup salad and breadsticks.
That's true.
And you're not missing out. I mean, actually, you're doing yourself a favor because I think it's like $8.
Yeah.
But we would save so much money if we became Olive Garden drunks.
Yeah, it's just the problem is
It's
that
so
it's
far away.
Yeah.
Burbank, what are you doing?
Should we just move to Burbank?
No, I like Burbank.
Every time we go anywhere that's far away, we talk about buying a house closer to it. Like
Yeah.
we've been talking about buying a house here in the
We need
in
the
rich. We're like, what if we just buy a mansion? Then we wouldn't have to go to the studio.
We need the podcast to be successful so we can afford a mansion in this area so we don't have to drive far.
So we just need 3 to 4 more million Patreon subscribers, guys. If you can tell
Get
your
on
friends,
this.
patreon.com/loadedpod.
We'll
Please get us our studio mansion.
Instead of building a studio where you live,
Yeah.
buy a whole new house.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would just be for the studio. We
Because that
would, we
way
would
we-
only go there on recording days.
Because that way we don't have to have workers in our houses. we don't have to live in construction. So I think I smell a GoFundMe account being opened. So guys, open a GoFundMe for us so we can buy a mansion near our stages. Yes, it would be cheaper just to spend $20,000 and build a studio in our home, but it sounds like more work.
Why spend $20,000 when you can spend $6 million though? It seems like a waste of time.
And that's what a house in Hancock Park would cost, right?
Yeah.
$6 million.
Probably. I mean, the ones that we pass by, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, we pass by, but we drive down. Do we drive down Vine to get
Vine,
here?
yeah.
So we drive down Vine, and then we go home up Highland.
Yeah.
I do not like Highland. I would not want to live on Highland.
No.
And those houses are like you probably save $2 million by living on Highland. but
Oh,
you
look,
live
that
on
one's
Highland.
only 2.2. Oh, that one's 20. Let's get the 20 because that looks like we could have multiple studio
No, but that's
sets.
on Mulholland. No, where is it?
That's
no.
Muirfield.
Okay, I can't see.
Yeah, we could use that.
That's too much.
I don't know.
I think I couldn't spend more than $6 million on an imaginary mansion. Is there anything in that price range? Is that?
He's frugal even in his dreams.
Yeah, exactly. That's small for 3,800 square feet for $8 million.
Yeah, that's-
Get the hell out of here.
Well, it's 3,845
I
square
see
feet.
you go to cry.
You say bye bye me.
I don't like that place. You know what? I don't like the modern farmhouse look. You know,
It's very trendy right now.
every new house that's built in Los Angeles is a modern farmhouse, and it's built by the same guy.
Bob the Builder.
Yeah, I mean, look at that $1.7 million one down there, or $1.8 million.
Oh, is that the wrong one?
Oh no,
1.795. Yeah. That
how big is that? That's not a mansion.
2,694. That's small.
Have you guys heard of barn
For-
dominiums?
Yeah, I've seen barn dominiums.
Oh, by the way, I was saying 2,600 square feet is small for a $2 million house, not in general.
Yeah, that's more.
It's gonna
space than I
get
have.
clipped and be like, "Wow, she's so out
What
of
an
touch."
asshole!
But only 3 beds, 3 baths. It's like if you're spending that much money, you would hope that you could have multiple podcast
I have
studios.
3 bathrooms. I have 2,200 square feet and 3 bed, 3 baths, and it's a lot of space.
Yeah, I have
Like
2,000 square feet.
My place feels big. It's because it's all open space and the ceilings.
The
are 20 feet
ceilings are
tall.
super high. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we realized that we cannot afford a house in Hancock Park.
Yeah, that's a bummer. We're gonna need you guys to step it up.
Or we're gonna have to hope for an.
As Tommy Caprio says on the Unsolicited podcast, save your own show.
So, but this also goes to show you, like, if these houses will sell.
Oh, 100%.
And everybody's like, LA's falling apart. I'm like, it's not falling apart fast enough for me because I don't make enough money to live here. It's really expensive to live in this area of town.
I just can't imagine the amount of wealth that you have to have a $13.5 million house.
Will you scroll down and see what the property tax is on $13.5 million?
Oh, yeah.
They do that on Redfin. I don't know if they do it for
I think
here.
they do. Here too. The rent's only $37,000 a month. So actually,
What a good deal.
not that bad.
So the property taxes on that are $77,000 or $78,000 a year.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What's 78 divided by 12? Hey Siri, what's 78 divided by 12?
78 divided by 12 is 6.5.
So you have $6,500 of just property taxes.
So the
every
property
month.
taxes are like double what I make in a year.
I think my property taxes are $1,000 a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, see, you say that, but when I tell my father
Well, compared
that,
to $13.5
yeah,
million.
but when I tell my father that, he's like, "What the hell's going on in California?" I'm like, "Yeah, we are."
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. The real estate market's fucking insane.
But they're more expensive in places like Texas and I think Nashville because they don't have any state income tax, so the money has to come from somewhere.
Yep, exactly. Oh, speaking of, we need to know if anybody has ever tried. Do you know what I'm gonna say?
No, is it anal?
It's close. Alcohol-soaked tampons
Oh,
up your butt.
Wow. So just for the record, our conversations do not revolve around sticking things up our asses. That was just a lucky guess.
Oh, wow. Isaac wrote in boofing alcohol tampon.
It's called boofing?
So apparently, have you ever tried this?
No, but I have a lot. I have a lot of military buddies.
And in your first year in the military, you can't drink and you can't go off base.
So you put alcohol up your ass?
You shake a beer and it's called boofing.
Wait, so you can't drink alcohol?
If you're on like base restriction, you can't go out and drink off base with your buddies. So there are military members that will stick alcohol in their ass.
So, but answer this question for me. If we're all just hanging out in a secret tent where we boof our alcohol, why wouldn't we put it in our mouths at that point? It's not like they're going to the boof bar.
I don't know.
You must get drunk faster though, because
I think it goes into your bloodstream faster.
And also, if you don't have a lot of money, I guess the next logical step would be to put a beer up your ass.
I mean, it might be a fun effect
Here's the thing,
to have an exploding.
We're also
beer.
judging something that we've never done.
I know, we should do it on the next live.
You do it and tell me about it. If you put something up my ass, there better be jewelry exchange.
And you don't have alcohol in your breath when you report to your.
Oh, right.
I have so many bad things to say that. Moving on.
Well, write to us. Let us know if you've ever done this or know somebody who's done it, because I feel like everybody's got kind of a story from they heard a rumor that somebody did it in high school, but I've never confirmed that with anybody.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows any firsthand accounts or first ass accounts, please email us at probablyloadedpod@gmail.com.
You can open up a ghost email if you don't want to identify yourself, and just tell us what you think about this.
Oh, okay. So the alleged benefits, go up a little bit, is get buzzed faster, avoid the smell of alcohol in their breath, beat a breathalyzer test, not absorb any calories. Wait, we got to start boofing.
But
it says it doesn't work.
But you do absorb. but you do absorb calories.
I know. They just said which doesn't work, by the way. But avoid a hangover.
You can't avoid a hangover. It's still blood. It's still alcohol in your blood.
I'd rather have a butt hangover than a head hangover.
And here's the thing: my only hangover symptoms, aside from being tired, are headaches. So if I could avoid a headache,
we gotta boof, dude. We gotta boof.
Hey, come and boof these Trulies with me before we go out.
It's so much harder with an open mouth, like the can.
I tell
opening.
you, do though. I do get brain freeze every time I try to chug a Truly, like when the Uber's outside.
I get butt
But
freeze
I
when I
don't-
use my bidet,
But
because I don't have it hooked up to the warm water. The
I
hot
don't
water.
think that boofing is the solution that we're all looking for.
I mean, you said that you try everything, and if you like it, you try it again.
Yeah,
Boof with me. If you want to be, we got to be best boofing
Little boof
friends.
buddies.
Boof buddies.
this is DJ's my boof buddy
Oh yeah, but boof.
in the South. That's what it's called in the South.
Boof sounds delicate.
Phoebe Buffet.
I get it.
I think that's a really unattractive device. That butt
That's just a
chugging
beer.
device.
That's just a beer bong.
Oil funnel for a car.
Oh, it is. Maybe that's why.
Stick it in your tailpipe, and now you're drunk. Guys, let us know about boofing. Also, something notable that happened this weekend is Diane Franklin DM'd you.
Oh yeah, she did. I have to message her back. Diane Franklin was the love interest on Better Off Dead.
Yeah, so I don't know if we talked about it in here, but Better Off Dead is our next movie that we're gonna watch.
Yeah.
He had asked if I had seen it, and I said no. My friend's mom is in it though, and he's like, "Don't tell me your friend's mom is Diane Franklin." So I messaged Olivia, and I was like, "He's a huge fan of her." Blah blah blah. And when you tell people like, "Oh, say hi to your mom for me," or tell somebody this, they're always like, "Yeah, I will," but
And they
they
never did.
most likely never will. So I just assumed that would happen. And then when we were out on Saturday night, you said that she messaged you.
Yeah, I saw
she's
it.
so sweet.
I never check my
love her.
Instagram messages because so I went through a period when I first opened my Instagram account, which actually wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. People that I knew who had my phone number would DM me and they get angry that I wasn't responding.
yeah.
They would invite me somewhere.
I have
or
that
like,
too.
Like I blew them off. I'm like, you have my phone number.
Yeah.
Don't fucking give me a message on a social. Although there are sometimes I will message Kelly.
On every social media platform, and she'll tweet at me.
It's if she doesn't respond to me in 30 seconds, I'm like, well, I know she's wherever she is, she's on a social media platform. So
And I'm usually playing a game on my phone.
I didn't know that. What game do you play?
Royal Match.
What's that?
It's like any of those things where you have to match a couple colors in a row. It just keeps my brain occupied from thinking about things
I
while I watch TV.
I went through a phase of obviously when Candy Crush came out, I did that. And
yeah, it's essentially Candy Crush.
and I did Angry Birds for a minute too, and that was the end of it.
I used to have a lot of games on my phone, and I would like switch back and forth between them when I ran out of lives. But I'm really trying to cut down on my addictions.
People buy. I didn't know this, but all those things are to make you buy lives.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I have a lot of books on my phone.
What do you do with them?
I look at the pictures.
What for?
Why? Ew.
What's up? Do you mean boof?
You have a lot of boofs on your
I think
phone?
you spelled boof wrong.
It's because I travel so much, and I haven't read a book on paper in years. We were talking about this the other day. But I can't
You
learn.
prefer to learn or to
Well, I
read.
have to learn. I can't learn dialogue from a screen.
Yeah.
I have to learn dialogue from paper for some reason. A tree must die for me to be able to do my job. But I can't. I so prefer reading on my phone or my tablet.
I like the feel and the not looking at a screen. I like that better. I like reading a physical book better, but I hate holding a book and keeping the page open and all that.
And also
shit.
when you're laying on your side, like I'll lay in bed on my side and just have the phone like where I could read the book sideways. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you can't do that with a book.
I found a hack that you can get PDFs of books that are out. So now what I do, because
For free?
So I have this problem where I'm impulsive when it comes to buying books. So I buy it and then I end up like at one point last year I bought this fantasy novel and I'm like, I started reading it and I was like, your brain can't handle this. You can't visualize things, first of all. And you can't pay attention long enough to figure out who these fucking characters are. And had I had a PDF so now what I do is I read the first few pages to see if it's something I'd be interested in. And then I buy the physical book. It's a nice little hack.
You can, on Amazon, you can just get you can get free downloads of the clips of the books. They'll just before you buy them.
Well,
buy so many books that I get daily emails from Amazon. If something's $1.99, like sometimes like a $13 book will be in, I'll buy it. I probably do have 30 books I need to read on my phone right now. I like it. I like it because, especially if I'm in a public space, it's a way to distance yourself from other people.
Yeah.
And especially if you start laughing, you know what I mean? Ha ha ha! Everybody thinks you're nuts, so they
Just
really
think you're watching
yeah,
TikToks.
they want to get away from you. That's sad though.
Yeah. I mean, you assume that everybody on their phone is either, it depends on what your hands are doing, but usually people are looking at some form of social media or reading.
So
But
now
people still don't care. They'll still come up and talk to you.
So I now need to, when I'm doing this in public, say out loud, what a great book. I feel so smart reading this book right now. Or excuse me, sir, what's that word? I know I could click on it and it would tell me because that's what the app does. But could you tell me what that word is?
Do you also read books on your phone, everybody?
And if somebody has their headphones in, I could just tap them on the shoulder. Books.
I'm reading over here.
Why? That's gross.
Go back to the links I sent you. This actually kind of reminds me. It's kind of relevant. Go to Mind Your Business, the first link in that. This story made me laugh. But
So I was at Kroger and I saw this older guy wiping down his car with what looked like McDonald's napkins, and I was staring at him for a little while because I was thinking, like, what the fuck is he doing? And then he told me to roll my window down, and he yelled, "Mind your fucking business, bitch!" And I was like, true, like, I understand. I fucking drove away. I rolled the window up and drove away.
Okay, now
That's an evolved person too.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was staring at you like
it's
with
like
my mouth open.
I wasn't even necessarily judging. I was just going, what's going on there? So somebody in the comments asks her for a reenactment, and she did one. So that's the second link in the message. I just love how she acted this.
This is said stranger washing his car with napkins. He catches me looking at him. Me looking at him. Him telling me to roll my window down. Yeah? Mind your motherfucking business, bitch. What the fuck? Okay.
And I think we need to normalize telling people to mind their fucking business.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. Is she a comedian?
No, I've that's the first time I've ever seen her, but I love that she didn't act like she was a victim of somebody yelling at her to mind her business. She was just like, facts.
Because that's what we do so much. It's like, yes, I've just done this thing that's egregious, but you're yelling at me.
Like responding to, this happens all the time when somebody's like really snarky with me or rude in comments. And if I decide to be snarky back, they'll be like, I can't even believe you're talking to me like this. I'm like, bitch,
Victims.
you came here and shot the first shot.
Yeah. It's like, it would be like if that guy that sent me that letter from Japan that said, I want you die.
Yeah.
If I returned a letter back to him like,
Fuck you.
fuck you.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Look what
that.
DJ Qualls said to
Look
me.
what he said to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's so much of it. Have you ever seen that meme where it's a guy like riding a bicycle and then he's holding a stick in his hand and then puts it into the spokes and then falls down and he's holding himself. He's like, it's like, you've done this to yourself, sir. Good times. What else did we do this week? Nothing. What else did we do this week? And then I said nothing.
It really is alarming that I can remember things like conversations I had like 17 years ago and cannot remember what we did yesterday. Yesterday was Olive Garden. The thing is, I got home very, very, very early in the morning on Tuesday. And so I felt like that was 4 days. Mm-hmm. Like Monday was 4 days because I worked and then I went out and then I went out again. I defied Oprah's advice to not let your abductors take you to the second location. I was at the fourth location. And then I had to drag myself out of bed yesterday to go to the Olive Garden. And I'm just telling you, that strawberry daiquiri really righted things for me. It really did. And I wish I had one now. I almost said I wish I had one for breakfast this morning, but that makes you think that I have a problem. And so I'm not going to say that.
I mean, it did taste like alcohol.
It tasted like yummy deliciousness.
Oh, but now
my friend Zach drinks daiquiris. We call him Zachary Daiquiri.
But I also brought you a gift on Saturday. Now you can make your own daiquiris at home.
Oh, yeah. Kelly brought me this really clever thing, but she left I do need that lid.
Yeah, I will bring it to you tonight. I meant to bring it today.
So Kelly bought me the most thoughtful. I love snow cones and slushies like nobody's business. Like, and with the irony is, I hate being cold more than anything in the whole wide world. Talking about self-hate. Yeah, but I love them. And Kelly brought me this cup that you put into the freezer, and then you put any beverage, including alcoholic beverages, and you squeeze the cup, and like magic, the contents turn into a slushie.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? It's like a minute, you squeeze the cup, and then all of a sudden you can
Yeah,
eat it
and the
with a
more you
spoon.
squeeze it, the thicker it gets.
Yeah. It's a slushy cup, basically.
That's what Slushy Cup Company, if you want to use that, I will give it to you. The
Yeah,
more you
free ad.
squeeze it, the thicker it gets. Slushies. You know you wanted that slushie.
You know you wanted that. But yeah, so when I brought it over, we had some Trulies in there.
Yeah.
Nice little treat. Because,
Is that what the lid looks like?
yeah.
Wow, what a ripoff. I feel ripped off.
Why? What did you think?
I could have had a lid.
Yeah, you'll get the lid. You'll get the fucking lid.
A lid and a straw?
Yeah, it comes with a straw spoon
So
combo.
just in case you want to buy one of these slushy cups, stop crushing. Like when it starts to first come together, stop crushing and evaluate. Because I did over slush my slushy and made it very
Check your
hard to drink.
progress
Yeah,
every
yeah.
few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it out before I brought it to you because I didn't know if it was gonna work, but it's brilliant.
It really is. Right now, there's up on our screen. There's a girl who's like she's testing it and endorsing it. The thing is, when I first saw that, my instant reaction was,
It looks like a fleshlight.
dude, that's what she told me it was. She told me, I brought you a flashlight.
Yeah.
But before she even got to the couch where I was sitting, she had it in her hand. She's like, I brought you a flashlight. And I was like, I've already tried one of those. I don't like them.
Yeah, he didn't want my gift at
Yeah.
first.
But when I first saw this, my immediate response was negative, like this little video right here, because I thought she had one of those trendy cups that everybody
Stanley.
has. Yeah. That it's so interesting because people like what's the youngest generation called? Gen Z?
Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
no.
When they find things like it's like they can't imagine that existed before them, like a cup.
Yeah, well, I mean, the slushy cup's been around forever, apparently.
But like a cup or a crock pot. Do you know about this? People knew about it in the 1930s.
yeah.
Like,
But I think every generation does that. Like, especially people complain about...
I never looked at a toaster oven and thought it was brand new to me. I never looked at a blender and
because it was already in your house.
Do you know these things? No, we didn't have anything. But when I got...
I'm sorry, it was in your bath.
Exactly. It is now. Since I started this podcast. But no, it never occurs to me that when I see something that it's brand new. Like, because the other thing is, I find out about things 10 years after they happen.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
true.
So I just
So
assume that
you have a default setting
This
of
has
this
been
is
going
gonna
on
be-
this whole time, clearly, and I've been looking the other direction.
Yeah.
Somebody got into, I was at a bar, my local bar in Vancouver is called The Moose, and I was at The Moose, and I was standing with my back, I was faced toward the back of the place talking to somebody, and my buddy Trevor was bartending, and he jumps over the bar, gets into a fist fight with somebody, and and they told me about it 3 hours later. Like I completely missed it. I'm always looking in the wrong direction. Like I'm always on the wrong side of the plane to see what the pilot is telling you to look down and see. I'm always looking in the wrong direction.
Yeah, weren't you on that flight where the door flew off? You didn't even notice it.
What? Yeah, I'm so not observant. Somebody told me the other day they cut like 4 inches off their hair and had that look on their face.
Yeah.
And I have no poker face, and I'm like, I don't know. I did.
Yeah,
I'm not observant like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's why I've joked around so much that men shouldn't be detectives, because women are we're constantly looking at the details of things, and if you give me a name and a semi-location, I could probably find that person on social media, and we need more of that in detective agencies.
That's not me. See, I think it's because I'm such a good person that I only see you I see your essence. I see people in their entirety, and I see what I feel them experientially. And so
That's exactly how I would describe you.
I think that makes me a good person.
Yeah. You're going
Somebody's
to a
like,
good place.
Somebody's like, have you, like, especially when people like gain or lose weight, you are never safer with me that if one of them if it's gone in a direction that you are not happy with,
Never
because
noticed.
I will not know.
Yeah, no, that's good. There was one guy that I worked with on the Jim Jeffries show, and at that time I was like changing my hair color so often, and I was doing fashion color, so I had like bright red and purple and electric blue and stuff like that. And one of my friends didn't even notice that my hair was electric blue, and I was like, God,
I would notice
you would
that.
notice that. So I would love to live in a world where I was observing that little.
Yeah.
Not noticing major
less you
color.
know.
Yeah, the less you know.
What else don't you observe? Anything? I don't know anything.
I've never seen anything. It's like people who say I don't say color. You're like, I've actually never seen anything. So get on my level.
It's like when people are like, "Can I tell you a secret?" I'm like, "I'm the best person to tell." Is it
Yeah,
about me?
I'll forget.
Then I will never remember
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Exactly. Something we were talking about last week too. We were talking about how marriage has now become, or it is a stage of life
Yeah.
that people feel like. So I watch, as we all know, Married at First Sight Australia and all that stuff, and so many people who come into the show are like, well, I'm just at the point where I'm ready for marriage, and that boggles my mind.
It's not because I've met the person.
Yeah.
I'm now at the stage of my life. But here's the thing, that's not new. I mean,
No,
we
it's
have-
not
we
new.
have- We
It's-
have old maid syndrome, right?
I think that's maybe what's going out of trend.
Yeah, it is.
Which is interesting, but it is very bizarre to me that's like, I understand I'm ready to meet somebody that I would,
I'm
to settle down.
I'm ready to open myself up to the
I'm ready to
possibility.
date seriously or any of that stuff. But for a show like Married at First Sight, like, I mean, I could never do that because it doesn't matter how ready I am for marriage at that point. It would be too
what
much
if the
pressure.
person choose weird, or
And they all do.
or what if they have something that just will irk you for no reason?
I mean, there's something to be said for the idea of it, right? Because I think it's still like the majority of the world's marriages are still arranged,
yeah.
and but how
is
many
it
of those
good, or
are
is it
like
just-
how many of those are love relationships versus
People say that it turns into love, but how many of the people just say that because that's their only option?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
Like, if you've only had sex with one guy and never saw any porn, you would have he could be the biggest guy in the whole world. And that is what a lot of cultures trade on. You can only have sex with. That's the whole virginity thing is there.
Yeah.
It's not that you want to be pure for the bloodline. It's because you don't want a comparison.
Yeah, and technically the covenant of marriage really is when the couple consummates the marriage, right? To become one and all of that stuff. That's supposed to be.
I need somebody like I never needed love before. Wanna make love to you, baby. The lowest, okay, Isaac pulled this up. The lowest divorce rates in the world are in cultures with high rates of arranged marriages, such as Amish culture in the United States.
Yeah, I think you just have to take that with a grain of salt, though, because it's so frowned upon.
Yeah, and
for
also,
divorce.
if you don't have electricity, where are you going?
Oh, the Amish. I was like, I only saw the bottom part that said India. I'm like, no, I think they've got electricity.
I would never do Indians like that.
Yeah.
And it's also, I'm not attacking them. They don't have electricity.
Amish, yeah.
Yeah, Amish people
Yeah,
don't.
we did make a
Yeah.
stance that we're going to bully the Amish on this
Yeah. Did
podcast.
we?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
The one group we feel comfortable bullying.
That I'm on trend. I'm on brand.
Yeah, but it's funny to me
Divorce
because
rates are high because people feel like they have choices, and you do have a choice. If you get married to somebody and it's a mistake, you should be able to undo that.
yeah.
Most things need an out.
Yeah. I mean, that's one.
I made 12 mistakes this morning,
yeah.
and one of them is I'm making it right now.
Yeah, it's just it should be a stepping stone in a relationship, not necessarily in the grand scheme of your life.
I have so many friends growing up in the South who it was like 26, ready to get married, and married people that I know they never loved, and a lot of those marriages have ended in divorce. And The problem though about waiting until you're ready, and there is a problem with that because biologically we should die of old age at like 37, and we haven't evolved that much. I mean, the medicine is keeping us alive, but it's
fuck
not
the medicine.
But it doesn't keep our eggs fresh,
Right.
and so a lot of my friends who waited until they were in their late 30s, early 40s to get married for the first time. It's now occurring to them. It's sort of now or never with the baby,
Right?
And so they're on IVF and all these things, and that puts so much stress on the female body, and
It's hard to get pregnant when you're stressed out.
exactly because that would be. It seems like that would be a survival mechanism. It's like if you're in strife, it's not the right time to have a vulnerable child when you're running from like tigers and shit.
Right. And that's, I mean, having a family is a lot of, I mean, the primary reason that people get into relationships that they shouldn't be in is because, well, what am I going to do? Break up with this person and maybe in 5 years I still won't have met somebody else and I really want to have kids and all of this stuff. So that is the best thing for me, that deciding that kids were not in my future, like that gave me the permission to be like, oh, I don't need to be with any of these people that are shit.
And also just like little things. Like the other day, a friend of mine said he liked my cologne, and he asked me what it was, and I told him, and then he Googled it, and he said, that is $300, and it is a lot of money, granted. But I was like, I just heard him, I was like, I don't have kids.
Right.
And he does.
Yeah.
And so I was like, so I can spend $300 because I'm not saving for college.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's always weirded me out when people talk about what everybody else spends their money on, because I'm like, everybody's priorities are different. Like,
and there was
I'm not a
judgment on what he
shopper,
said.
like, so it's not like I'm going out to the mall
Yeah.
and buying outfits all the time. So if I spend more money on ketamine, not a problem.
I took a private jet to buy $100 worth of ketamine. What? No, but right now this shirt costs $10.99. I bought 2 of this pattern. There was like 6 different colors, and I bought 12 shirts. And I think I bought this like 7 years ago. So I don't spend my money on that kind of stuff. I also, like, my car is 23 years old. But if I want a $300 bottle of cologne,
Yeah, it's the things that are important to you. And cologne lasts forever.
it does last forever.
It's
And
a dollar a day for a spray.
unless you're my friend Abdul from Saudi Arabia, who wears the whole bottle. I love you, Abdul. He's one of my best friends. Some of my best friends are Saudi, but they really are. I love him to pieces. But the thing is, when people are like, but you can't cuddle a bottle of cologne. I'm like, well, you can.
And also, I can't
I got
buy.
video
I
footage
can't.
of that if you want to see it.
Also, what are you buying people to cuddle? Like,
Yeah.
that's also.
No, but you're spending your money on raising a family, and they're like, well, when you're old, there'll be nobody to take care of you, and I'm like, there will be people to take care of me because all the money I'm saving not raising a family.
Yeah, exactly.
I will hire people.
And also having kids for the intention of having somebody to take care of you when you're older.
But you hear that a lot.
All the time. Yeah. But so many of the people that I hear it from, I'm like, oh, but your kids don't like you. So you're going to a home for sure. And maybe not a good home.
Yeah. So I will be at 80 years old.
I'll take care of you.
Thank you.
If I'm still here.
You're not going to still be here.
God willing.
Kelly's death wish is so funny.
No, I actually, I really feel for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm on the verge of being like a happy person.
Like you don't want to die?
Yeah.
See, I want you to have that because I'm miserable not wanting to die. Like, I obsess over staying alive. And Kelly's thing, like I'm like, what if we do something and it kills us? You'd be like, okay, and
Let's go now.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we waiting for? No, I mean, so much of it is like just, dark humor and joking around. And really, it's not even that I want to die. It's just that a lot of times I don't want to exist. And I feel like they're two different things. It's like I don't want to take myself out. But sometimes, like, it would just be nice to fucking float around in limbo in the
Can we
abyss
just go back to
somewhere
the
for a couple of
pandemic,
days.
the first 3 months of the pandemic?
Yeah, and
I don't want to die.
can
I just
exist.
want to go back to the first 3 months of the pandemic.
Except for all the disease part of it. Like, just
Yeah, but
Just let
the
me stay home
isolation,
for a
the
couple of
isolation,
months.
where you
Yeah.
didn't have to do anything. There was nowhere to be.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have to feel guilty about sleeping all day because there was literally nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Except exercise or whatever. But all the
Right.
all the people during the pandemic who are like, what did you do in the pandemic? I'm like, I ate a bunch of hot Cheetos and drank rum and watched Turner Classic Movies. What'd you do? I built a shed in my backyard and plumbed it.
They got so many people got so much stuff
and
done.
now I'm renting it out
Kudos
for
to you guys.
$3,500 a month on Airbnb. And what'd you do?
I made a video of a fake bar crawl that I was going on. It was just me in my apartment, and I was like going to different rooms and I did mushrooms in
That's
the video
funny.
and all that stuff. The amount of hate comments that I got, they're like, "You're so irresponsible for going out." I'm like, "It's my kitchen. It's my living room. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, I did I mention this in the podcast, Isaac, that I went out twice during the pandemic, like to a social gathering violating rules. It was one of those was when the Dodgers won the World Series. I was in a room with 6 people, and we posted a photo of when the Dodgers won the World Series, and people slammed me. But the thing is, they were in my safe social group. And so, but who knows what they were doing.
Yeah.
But I was only seeing them. And also no one was going to be infected by me because I wasn't going anywhere. Like I went home, but it's still, I violated the rules and people were pissed. And somebody was holding a dog that was wearing a Dodger, like a tiny little furry dog holding a Dodger. It was wearing like a Dodger doggy onesie.
Yeah.
And held it above its head. But you couldn't see the dog's face. And almost the same amount of people that got mad that it was that I violated COVID rules were the same amount of people got mad that a dog was being held in the air by its owner. So I got out of it in 2 ways. I said that the photo was a composite, and everybody believed it and backed off. It was a lie. And the second thing I said was that it was a baby in a furry onesie, and because it was kind of blurry, and because it was the moment they won, and people were like, so it's okay to throw a baby into the air, but you better keep your dogs on the ground.
Wait, so why would anybody care that somebody was holding a dog up?
Because people want to bitch about everything.
Yeah,
that's why when we first started the very first episode of this, it was like, if you have a problem with anything that we have to say,
please hesitate to let us know.
Yeah, exactly. We don't care.
Well, and something we've talked about 8 billion times is that it really doesn't matter what you do. Somebody will find a way to be pissed off
Exactly.
about it. And you see that all the time with, like, you know, I'm in the Vanderpump Rules world where I'm watching that show, and there's so much speculation and hate going on in the comments, and all these people who hate certain people. I'm like, but if they did what you want them to do, all these other people would hate them because that's going against that. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
just do whatever makes you
Do
happy
you.
as long as it doesn't hurt other people.
Yeah. Like whenever I'm in an Uber and somebody's phone will be blowing up, I'm like, just take it. Live your life. Don't kill me. But we're in a symbiotic relationship right now. I'm paying you to take me
I don't
somewhere.
care if the
Yeah.
Uber driver
Yeah.
is on a phone call. I like it, especially if they're on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I've had multiple of those. I have been in an Uber one time where I was sitting behind the driver and he was sexting while driving.
That's awesome.
Like
no,
he had
was he texting though?
Yeah, but I
don't like that.
But he had it up on like one of those dash phone holder
Yeah.
things on the left side of his wheel. I saw his dick.
Oh, what a nice guy.
I know. 5 stars. Great drive.
So Uber drivers out there, it is what we've learned from this is that it's okay to sex, but I think you need to do voice to text.
Yes, especially if somebody else is in the car.
Exactly.
Let us all join in because
Yeah.
I might have ideas for you.
Yeah.
We can riff.
Yeah. It's like this. Ooh, baby, I want you to touch me. No, don't say that. Say this.
Yeah.
It all comes through as,
and then I just do it in a British accent. I'm like, darling, you're looking smashing.
Jesus.
British sexting.
Exactly. British sexting would be the worst. I've mentioned this before, but
Yeah.
I dated a British person that talked like that, and during sex, I was like, stop
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah. And something that I don't know if we've mentioned it here, but if you guys have never done a podcast before, you get something called podcast amnesia, where it's like as soon as you put the headphones on,
Yeah.
you're not going to remember what you talked about
It's like
you
being
like
in a car
you black
wreck.
out,
Yeah.
for the entire time, and then when we leave, we go, "What was that? What did we talk about?"
And it's
I have
doubly
no
hard
idea.
for us because sometimes we come blacked out.
Yeah.
We-
And we hang out so often outside of this, it's hard to
Yeah, we don't
remember
know
which
what we talked about.
conversations have moved
There are a lot of
over.
times
But,
when we get into the car and we'll start talking to someone. Let's don't talk about this right now. This is a podcast thing.
what he does is he starts a conversation, and then I respond, and then he goes, "Don't talk to me about this.
Yeah.
Save it for the podcast."
Mm-hmm.
So it's good times.
Would you stop responding to things that I'm saying?
Shut up. All right. Well, I think we can wrap it up.
How many
here.
minutes is that?
45.
45 minutes?
Yeah.
See, I like sometimes you're getting the 55 and sometimes you're getting the 45.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We're unpredictable. You never know what you're gonna get. Maybe next week we do an hour 02. I don't know.
And really piss people off. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to see the video portions of this, you can join us on our Patreon.
Yeah, patreon.com/loadedpod. And that's like, we want you guys to become friends. I want to engage with you. So go in there. You'll be able to now in all the chat, we're talking about merch stuff that people want. So we're
Yeah.
taking ideas and all of that good stuff. So come join us.
Your ideas matter to us as long as they're good ideas and not counter to anything that we do or say. We love you.
As long as they don't inconvenience us in any way. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
Then tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.